Hi, hello everyone. My name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 159. In today's episode, Blue and I discuss our pros and cons, likes and dislikes about the brand new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games. Believe it or not, you can dislike some things and still like a game. Crazy.
I lost the house on my first Vegas trip.
Go. And Twitter exploding, as well as we talk a lot about all that, pretty much, yeah, as well as some Q&A.
Never disappointed. From Red Chevy says this podcast is the only thing I listen to on Monday morning commute to work. The dream team never disappoints. Thanks to everyone who's given me much love to looking forward to every week. Much love. P.S. Blue, I just started my Final Fantasy 14 journey because of you, and that's my first time playing a game like this.
Hell yeah.
Thank you very much for the review, and thanks for watching and listening.
Thanks for playing Final Fantasy.
This episode of GG Over Easy is sponsored by BetterHelp. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online, plus it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match you with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist at any time. It couldn't be any simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/GG. That's betterhelp.com/GG. The holiday season, I'll be giving thanks to our friends over at Manscaped. Everyone loves turkey and stuffing, but you'll be looking like a dessert with the help of Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. Trim your pumpkins by going to manscaped.com and using the code GG for free shipping and 20% off. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code GG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com with the code GG. Be thankful this holiday season for the best gift from Manscaped. Your balls will thank you. Imagine getting everyone on your list the perfect gift. Well, it's still November, so you can shop at Tommy John's Cyber Monday sale right now and spread the joy of coziness. Shop Tommy John's Cyber Monday sale now. Get 33% off everything, plus free shipping at TommyJohn.com/GG. It's one of Tommy John's biggest sales of the year. 33% off everything, plus free shipping at TommyJohn.com/GG. See site for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 159. 10 away, Blue. We're almost there. In today's episode...
We'll have to have Dork back for 169.
That's true. What more fitting than to save a 69?
Forever. That would be sick.
But, alas, today's no day to celebrate because it's not 169. It's one forgettable. It's a forgettable one. 159.
But not forgettable in the sense because I will say that this is the Pokemon episode.
Pokemans.
I myself am excited to hear two Pokemon aficionados' opinions of the newest Pokemon game. That is pretty polarizing. I feel like this Pokemon game is pretty like either you're really about it or you really hate it, or it's like you both. Just excited to hear what you guys have to say about it. Because from what I've seen, I would fucking hate it.
Well, here's what I'll say. The problem is some people don't understand that you can like something while also noticing its flaws. So a lot of people are making it polarizing. You either love it or you either have to hate it. However, I would sum it up.
Not polarizing.
Wait, where is it? I'm trying to find it. I retweeted it because it was... Yeah, okay. So this was like a couple days after it came out, but small ant tweet up. Pokemon Scarlet Violet review. Awful performance. Awful graphics. Most fun I've had in a Pokemon game. That's kind of, yeah.
That's it.
And like, for instance, because I even saw like a comment on the Let's Play I'm uploading over on the channel of like the Violet Let's Play. Somebody's like, if they just complain, like, why are they even playing the game then? Like, if they hate it so much. And it's literally sitting there watching like a 2 FPS cutscene, and we're like, wow, this is cool. Because just like that, like he fails to understand, I can enjoy the game, but I'm also not blind. I'm literally getting headaches from playing this game because it's
that's what I was gonna say.
So
I was trying to watch
optimized.
you play. I was trying to watch you play, man. And I don't know if it was the area you were in. It looked just like a brown dirt kind of mound, and you would like kind of drive. And it was just like, and you like skip. It was like, God, I'm getting a headache just like watching this. I couldn't imagine playing it.
It's so that's in a gist. What's happening is, Game Freak released. I wouldn't even call it. I wouldn't even call it beta. QA. I don't know. Here's the thing. This release, Blue and I've talked about this before, but I feel like this one solidifies it for me. Like, there's not a question in my mind anymore that everything else in the Pokemon universe simply exists just to sell merch. And this game further proves it. Because they're like...
Give me an example.
They're sitting there like, hey, guys, maybe we should delay this. Because, like, what are we doing? And they're like, okay, counterpoint. Now we won't have merch to sell. No, you're right. Push it through. Because the ramifications of them, like, delaying a mainline game that introduces new gen isn't just the game being released. Suddenly, if they have an anime plan, now the anime is going to be pushed back. And the merch is going to be put, which is what they care about. And the TCG is going to be pushed back.
Like
so
Fuecoco plushies. You know, people want they Fuecocos, you know?
Well, they could probably still do, like, the starters, and I'm sure they were already available. But for the rest of it, and then people also are going to be less likely to buy the new merch without having seen the mons or used the mons. And by the way, what is this thing? Because, yeah, it's rough. And there's just anyone who says otherwise, I don't know what copium you're on, my friend. I don't, because the performance, the stuttering, the crashes, the draw distance, the graphical issues, the phasing in and out, the
glitches have been funny, just like when it's like
it has been pretty funny. That's very true.
Yeah,
it almost looks like a Bethesda game.
I was gonna say, it reminds me of like a Bethesda launch where all the stuff around the game are like, look at these ridiculous glitches.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, at times I'm like, that's a little rude to Bethesda. Like,
yeah, I feel like Bethesda over here, like, hey, whoa, don't compare us. Come on,
bad, but I mean, this is.
And see, but then the other thing is, God, I hate all of it, but my God, am I having fun? Because underneath all of it is a fun, like I talked about it, like this is where I like for Pokemon to go, and it's fun.
I wanted to go, yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, I can't notice. Yeah, I can't. There was somebody who, was like, yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I played through the whole entire thing, docked, didn't get one performance issue.
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what you guys. Yeah, I'm like,
it's like, come on, man.
That's not true at all.
Come on.
Yeah, you're telling me you ran consistent, just literally consistent FPS. Let's just start there. No, which the sad part is, they already have it on like Yuzu, an emulator on PC.
It's flawless.
Yeah, they are. It's a matter. It's literally the only reason it's not more than 30 FPS right now, which it stays constant 30 FPS emulated, is because they have it locked within the thing. So once modders figure out how to disable that, it'll be like a whole new game. Meanwhile, you know, I'm rocking like 8 FPS in the biggest city Pokemon's ever seen, which also coincidentally is the emptiest a Pokemon City's ever been.
Oh my God. I was like I remember going through that cutscene and I was like, holy shit, this is terrible. And I was like,
wow.
It was like, it was crazy because they're framing it like, yeah, this is your academy. Hope you're ready to explore it. And as I'm watching the cutscene, I'm like, is this supposed to make it look good? Because like this cutscene, this cutscene's really not selling me on this city, man. Like
it was.
Lo and behold, it was worse when I explored it. So
yeah, like, well, I can't. Let me go around. Oh,
I'm not talking bad. I'm talking
like unplayable.
Not unplayable. My game didn't crash. The game does become unplayable sometimes because it'll just straight up crash. That being said, I'm talking like borderline N64 tier graphics in some areas of the. And see, people are like, "Well, if it's just in one area, it's not that bad." And it's like, bro, this is a triple A multi-million-dollar game. Why am I? Why did I even notice it?
What gets me is what people are still defending it, like defending Game Freak. What is there to defend at this point? Like,
And I think a lot of people conflate disliking the game with admitting its issue, right? So it's
Right.
like, oh, so you guys hate the game? It's like, no, I
I didn't
actually
say
think
that.
this is top 3 Pokemon game personally ever. That being said,
But also, man, does it perform and look like dog? All right, like, let's just.
the amount of times I have to watch something move at 4 FPS while the rest of the world and I shouldn't even say rest of the world. I am moving at a normal frame rate while the rest of the world is at 4 FPS. I'm just like, okay, cool. How did this get through anything? And people are like, it's just a matter of like just admit that you're wrong. Like, just it's okay that the game has problems, but like it's like
You
I
can
don't know.
still like the game.
And the conflation is like that's probably not a word, but I'm gonna use it.
I like it.
Is just like, hey, the game runs like shit. That's not doesn't mean I mean it's a negative thing, I guess, but that's not like a dig on the game's design, the game's direction. I'm just saying, bro, when my game crashes several times through the playthrough, when I have to deal with insane like I'm in single digit frame rates in a lot of areas, all right, bro.
I'm fighting for my life.
I'm fighting for my life. When there's moments where I'm like, I think my game's gonna crash. I'm about to crash. Oh fuck, I'm about to crash. And man, some of these graphics are like, yo, bro, bro, this is Nintendo Switch, not first gen GameCube, all
It
right?
does look PS2 ish.
That,
Like,
I think
that's
that could disrespect
that's-
maybe some PS2 games. I don't know.
Ooh, we're talking. There's some PS1 graphics in this.
It
game.
looks like Kingdom Hearts 1, but like worse than Kingdom Hearts 1. Like that's what I was trying to like wrap my head around. Like, just bad.
Here's what I didn't realize too, is that Game Freak, I believe, the studio as a whole, has I believe 168 employees or something. I didn't realize it was 168, and by the way, that's 2 different teams because they have A team and B team. Like one was working on Arceus, one was working on Scarlet and Violet. So the biggest entertainment franchise doing a mainline RPG game has maybe 80 people. That's including like marketing and
how many does Bungie have?
HR and
like just to kind of
hundreds.
Okay.
And then when they used to have Activision, and then it also had like the sisters like Vicarious, it was over 1,000, I believe.
Okay.
But
so like 10% of what they should have. Like
I can't. I would have to look the amount of AAA games that have a team that small, and so I just don't get. At some point, as even Bungie's found out, there is a point where like just throwing more people on a project can't help. At some point, it gets to be too much. But there's such a thing as having too few. Like, it just makes me sad because like this came out and we're already seeing how it's just obliterating sales. And the sad thing is like, yeah, it's fun, but also just recognizing like this is just what it's going to be. Nothing's going to change.
Yeah. If it had Breath of the Wild type graphics, okay, like beautiful, and it was like everything, would it be Game of the Year?
Oh, for me, easy.
No.
But the problem once again comes down to performance. Because if this game had Breath of the Wild graphics,
yeah, I'm talking like performance, graphics, all that stuff. Like if
yeah, I mean, but I
mean, it sounds like that's all that's missing. Really, it doesn't sound like you guys don't like the gameplay. You don't like
because like the way I look at it too is like Sword and Shield, like I think I talked about this way back when too. Like Sword and Shield, the wild area, dog. But then you get to the towns, most of them, like, oh, it's
like, oh,
cool, it's dense, it's not huge, but like it's
Feels alive.
vibrant, yeah, and it's got cool designs, like that little town in the middle of the forest. I don't remember when, but like that town, like really cool once you get in there. It's like tiny, but I was like, just do that, open. And that's part of the problem too, is like if they were able to find a way to make performance run better and make things more dense, because the map is huge and it's cool, but like a lot of it's just really sparse. And even the cities, well, I guess city, and then there's like some outline, but just so sparse. And so that's why like what's there is fun. But if they were able to make it feel alive, like that's one thing. When you boot up the game after you've started it, there's like a little home screen, and it's just like a drawn background of like a school room. But they have all this ambient noise, and it sounds like you're in a schoolroom on the home screen. And then you go in the game, no ambiance anywhere. Like you're in a city, and it's just
piss.
Like that's what you hear, just that, and
silent,
and then music, right? Like there's no one talking. There's no. You're in the school. You don't hear kids or papers rustling. Like part of it is like, yeah, it's an open world, but also it's alive, but it feels dead. What do you mean?
Like say like when you go into the Pokemon Center in Pokemon Black, okay.
The music changes, so it has music, but like it's just lacking all these things that if they added would have sold it so much more.
Should have like,
yeah, because even if they'd added some of this stuff and like maybe graphically it looked the same, which is still pretty rough, but it was denser, and then it had some of this, it would feel so much more alive, and I think I wouldn't notice all the stuff as much, but unfortunately that's not the case. Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
This episode of GG Over Easy is sponsored by BetterHelp. I think we all wish that life came with a user manual, but unfortunately it doesn't. We're all just trying to figure it out along the way, and really none of us really know what we're doing. I feel like in today's age, it's very easy to get hard on yourself and keep yourself down and keep comparing yourself to people, but you can't be doing that. And you can probably figure out how to help yourself with BetterHelp. I was always constantly comparing myself to other people, whether it was with streaming or YouTube or anything like that. And with the help of BetterHelp, they showed me tools and ways that I can avoid looking at that and just really focus on myself and keep my mental health up. BetterHelp gave me the tools to show me what I needed to do in my daily life to not be affected by those type of things. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match you with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist at any time. It couldn't be any simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/GG. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG. Imagine being able to get everyone on your Christmas list the perfect gift while it's still November. Shop Tommy John's Cyber Monday sale right now and spread the joy of cozy. In Tommy John, you're that much more comfortable, so you can do everything better. Shop Tommy John's Cyber Monday sale and give the gift of comfort to everyone on your list, including yourself, with the new Tommy John underwear, loungewear, and pajamas. With over 18 million pairs sold, giving Tommy John has become a holiday tradition. 97% of women and men love getting a gift from Tommy John. And guess what? You can include me in that 97%. The Zend Ripped Crew Neck sweatshirt is one of the most comfortable sweatshirts I think I've ever worn. Every gift's backed by Tommy John's best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. Shop Tommy John's Cyber Monday sale right now and get 33% off everything, plus free shipping at TommyJohn.com/GG. It's one of Tommy John's biggest sales of the year. 33% off everything, plus free shipping at TommyJohn.com/GG. See site for details. I do like the Pokedex, though. Is that why the Pokedex is like a book, and it's like you like fill up a book thing?
It's like a whole encyclopedia thing. Super dope.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that was a cool little thing. I saw you catch a Pokemon and like it went like swoop into the sleeve. Yeah. I was like, I like that.
It has like a little like picture for it, and
like for me that is more satisfying filling up like a book thing than like just like a square that shows the Pokemon and it's doled out. You know what I mean? I just think that is a little bit more satisfying.
And that's like like Blue and I were playing it, we'll go into like the Terra raid battle and be like, wow, it's so cool to play the next gen Pokemon game. And then you get out of the Terra raid battle and you're like, oh,
Back to the
back normal like
Is
back
that
to
like
the
the Eevee
game.
thing that I saw? Like,
the what?
or like I saw that Eevee is like there's like some sort of raid battle.
Oh
and
yeah,
then there's like the
that's an
Eevee
event.
battle.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's an iteration on what they had in Sword and Shield raid battles. But like when you go into a Terra raid battle, it takes a little while to load. But once you get in there, it's smooth, good quality of life updates with Terra, like way quicker now. That was the thing before, is you're waiting on so many people. It's way quicker. It's smooth. You go in there, animations are cool. Everything looks nice. And it's like, oh, okay, well, we can tell they spent a good amount of time in here. This looks nice. And then you come back out of it, and then it just feels like there are so many, like, I could probably point at things and be like, they added this last minute. Or like this.
100%.
Didn't even, like, this was literally like we gotta throw that in there.
I was like, they have 5 minutes to have R&D on this.
Which
and
is
this
just,
is it.
it's so unfortunate because that's the thing. It's like, I keep saying too, and I'm with Blue, like, this is some of the most fun I've had with a Pokemon game. And for me, like, it would probably be the best Pokemon game. I would already probably put it best Pokemon game.
Yep.
If it wasn't first off just struggling with all this stuff. If it was,
guys, my Switch is. That's me every time I
my Switch is like,
bro, can you?
What did you put in me?
Just a break, bro.
And just to kind of like, if you got the OLED, that doesn't do it. Like, it's not a performance thing, right? With OLED, it just like looks nicer when in handheld.
It's just a better screen. No performance at all.
Yeah, and the thing too is like, we need. I do think we need just a new Switch with some better things, but I'm not huffing the copium. We could have had that, and I think it would probably still run the exact same.
First hunt that exactly.
They
so
have.
You don't think it's a Switch issue? You think it's like a Game Freak optimization? Okay,
it's a Game Freak issue. Yeah. Breath of the Wild came out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Breath of the Wild's team like delayed it, and they took their time, and I'm sure a lot of that time was spent optimizing it. But see, that's the difference, is they'll do that for that, but Pokemon's like, we just gotta get this out. We don't care.
Yeah, because it's in the machine, and I mean the thing for me is I firmly believe this isn't at this point it's no longer a dev issue for me, because there's definitely problems with it, but I genuinely think the whole 2-year cycle that Pokemon wants to continue doing now, unless you just throw people at that, there's absolutely no way that the team's going to make it work. Because I genuinely think this is, if the performance issues weren't so bad and the graphics weren't so bad, that this would probably be a cold take that it would be the best Pokemon game.
I think I would rather be sitting here and being like, this is a great game. I just wish, it was a little more dense, or it had this, because everything else is fine. And at that point, it would be like, man, if they just added this, it would really bring it together. But right now, it's just, I just wish it ran well. And like, I didn't have to worry about crashing. That's not a thing I have to worry about in previous Pokemon game. Now it's like, oh God. Normally, I'm like saving when I'm doing Nuzlocke because it's on like emulators. I'm like, oh, something can go wrong. Now I'm on my Switch and I'm like, I can't trust anything.
I can't trust
anything. It's just so sad that is such a big focus on what is at the core a really fun Pokemon game.
Great Pokemon game.
But that's just what we have. And again, I just can't understand the people that are still defending Game Freak. Because I mean,
all you got to say, hey, admit that the game has performance issues, challenge, impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been fine for me.
Oh, and that's the thing, is like,
well, they had to load up like 8 Pokemon and like
when I was like, well, I can show you, the intro cutscene to when you first get introduced to your classroom is the same for everybody. And right there are issues where the students are kicking their feet you're just loaded in one classroom, and all the kids at the desks aside from you are kicking and like animated in literally like 4 frames. They're like,
And that like
And it's
immediately kind of takes you out. Like, I mean, at least it would.
it
For me.
it would have me because it's just like what?
Especially like the first thing you
This
see.
yeah, and that's like the sad part is I'm having so much fun with the game. Yeah, and then something happens and I'm like, ugh, what the? And it takes me out of it, and then I'm kind of back in it. So that's the discourse, and yeah, I'm not blind. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I don't know what these guys are talking about, but I'm also gonna be like, this is really fun, and that's where we are, and it's unfortunate that this is how the game launched, and I think more so too because like, again, it's more telling for me that like, if anything, this is just a sign of things to come, and it probably won't get better. Like, this is just what we're gonna have to get used to. Could be wrong, but also, again, my expectation with Pokemon, they keep helping me set it lower and lower and lower. So we'll see what comes in the future. Everyone who's saying like, "Oh, dude, they're gonna patch and fix all this stuff," that seems like some serious copium. I think they're gonna patch it and fix some like bugs and exploits, but I think for the most part, performance as well as a lot of quality of life or features people think they're gonna add back. I don't think
Like,
so.
you can't really patch that performance, like that's kind
I
of set
think
in
the
stone almost.
for them it would be okay. It will take us X amount of time and money to fix this. What's the return on investment? Will it
Exactly, yeah.
sell us more copies? Not that many. Most people have already bought it. Move on. And so from like a business standpoint, I get it. But it's rough because yeah, meanwhile, so sick. Such my only complaint with the current way the open world works is it's open world, but it's about as linear as an open world gets. There are still like points or something where it's like we're kind of make you do this. My only one thing I wish they did was some sort of scaling with the activities so that you truly could, like for instance, there's like a ice gym which is supposed to be the 8th. If I wanted to go fight the 8th gym, it's scaled because I have 0 badges. So it'll be level 13, 14,
Oh, so you
15,
could kind
whatever.
of do any gym in any order. You're saying.
That's the one thing I was hoping for, and we knew before launch it wasn't going to. And it just, was more evident when I was playing, but that's the gameplay wise, that's really my only complaint is like everything else I love, like the catching, the capturing. Maybe trainers, I don't even bother anymore. I think they need to do something because all trainers are optional now. Even if they like see you, you have to talk to them. And so with the way scaling works and how easy it is to level up, I'm in a route and I'm like, why am I going to fight this dude? I'm 40 levels above him. So those are my 2 gameplay issues. It's just wish the open world felt more
Genuinely open.
Well, it is technically open,
It's
but
open.
I wish I had more
it's not
of
particularly dense.
I wish I had more of a say in how I went about my journey because for the most part everyone's going to pretty much go through their journey in almost the exact same order. It's just when they do it is different. But like I can't be like, hey, what'd you do your gym order in? Oh, I went ice and this and that. I was like, oh, I was the complete opposite. I just wish that I wish I had more agency in choosing the ways I go instead of still more or less being it's more like an illusion of choice right now. The difference is I don't have to go do it yet, but when I want to go do this thing, I'll have to do that next. Gameplay wise, that's my only fault. Because otherwise it's like Arceus where I'm just like I just want to explore. I'm catching things. This is cool. I get to see them all over the place. And then I get to go do the things whenever I'm a little bored or I want to do some more stuff. I love it. But then there's all the problems, yeah, where like there's a mountainous region, kind of like top right, I think. Kind of big. And at some point I'm going through this, I'm like, it's all just like 3 polygon mountains, all brown looking. It's all samey. Can't really tell the difference. Like that's where I think if they had made a little bit of a smaller world, but made it more dense, like in this case, making it bigger didn't necessarily change it. Make it a little smaller on scale so that areas are a little more unique. That's it. But again, I think part of that is just performance things and technical issues. But otherwise, yeah, loving the game. Also, I will give him kudos. There's still some things I could change, but I like the co-op. It's what I was hoping for. Blue and I can join each other's world, go do our own
Slaps.
things, be on completely opposite sides of the map, and then Blue's like, "Hey, I'm starting a terror raid." I'm like, "Oh, sweet, let me just join in." Or
Sick.
want to trade real quick, boom. Or we could even meet each
Sick.
other. I can see him fighting a wild mon. Now, granted, I wish you could actually see like how the fight's going. You can see them in the world and animated, but like I can't see his mon's health or name or that mon's name or health. But I can at
Almost
least
tick.
be like, yeah, we're getting there. And I'm like, oh, sweet. You can't do co-op gyms and all that kind of stuff, which I wasn't expecting that because that's way more balance and gameplay stuff that I think they probably want to account for. Totally fine. Co-op, sick. Just being able to vibe out. So kudos to them on that. I'll give them that because I was expecting bare minimum. And like I said, some of the mons have grown on me a little bit now that I've seen them. Some still haven't, and probably never will. But overall, like I think Blue, you tweeted out that like it would be a 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for performance issues. So like
100%.
I think you said out of like necessity, it's a 9 out of 10 for you. I'd probably put it like 8 out of 10. That's how much like the performance stuff bums me out. But otherwise, like I'm with you. If it wasn't for all these graphical and performance issues, it would be close to a 10 out of 10 for me. Like as
For me,
close as a Pokemon game could get to perfect for me.
for me, all the negatives are pretty negative, right? Like you, obviously, we could beat a dead horse at this point. Like it is. Game Freak was like, "Hey, we gotta ship this out next month, boss." Boss, we haven't done an optimization patch. The texture team hasn't even started working on a fourth of the map.
They're still changing the shiny by 2 degrees on the hue saturation.
There's some of these Pokemon. A lot of these Pokemon aren't even finalized. I'll give you $1.50 and a crunch session, and you're going to say goodbye to your family for the next month. I haven't seen them in 4 months. Anyways, John, here's what I'm trying to tell you. We're shipping this next month. You either live here and work on a game that you know is going to get panned for its graphics and frame rates, or I'm gonna fucking kill you right here. What's it gonna be, John? All right, boss. I'll get to work. And that is how this game was born. Because it's crazy. Because the rest of the game is like there's so much love and passion put into it, and there's sections of the game. First area of the game, heart and soul put into that.
Well,
The
see,
Los Platos, you're
yeah,
just
I
like slaps. Wow, this game's gonna be insane. And then you start going to the other areas, and you're like, oh, oh,
I
oh.
it feels like Sword and Shield kind of had it. PLA kind of had it where it's like they got the beginning, they got the end. How do we get there?
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
like and so then there's like things, kind of moments or like little things, but for the most part, yeah, like it even felt like Sword and Shield because Sword and Shield when you first enter your or like you come out of your house and you have the rolling fields and you see the Pokemon in the back and everything, you're like, whoa, the whole game's gonna be like this? Spoilers, not so much. But like you could tell like that little area, like there was a team who probably spent most of the development time like we're gonna make this great. And it was great. Same thing too, like you start this, that's another thing I really enjoy is the diversity of Pokemon just from the boot. Like
Oh, this is the best. Like for while I'm not a big fan of a lot of the designs this generation, the variety of old and new Pokemon best we've ever gotten.
So
like
good.
just roaming the open world. Yeah, goated.
And so like you immediately come out and then that's it. And it's not just like, oh well, there's Pidgey and Rattatas. You got bugs. You got like a couple fire types. You got some flyings. You got normals.
Fire types in the early game? Yes. Fire types in the early game.
Fuego. Both literally and figuratively.
Is that like not normally a thing?
No, we never get fucking fire types before like third gen.
So when we were talking about the leaks last week, you guys seemed to hate, or I wouldn't say hate. I would say it was actually more so you disliked the Mons. But it seems you guys have changed.
There's still
your
some
tone.
I hate.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Oh, okay. So.
Oh no, the new monster. Oh no, like this is one of the worst design generations. Like new Pokemon wise. I'm like my opinion has not changed.
So now we can get a little spoiler. Now we can talk about the ones you hate. Like.
Okay, yeah. Pretty much
Like
all of them
Poke
except
List.
for Belly Bolt. All right, and that's it. No,
I do love Belly Bolt.
I love Belly Bolt. Yeah, a lot of these designs are just. I say this is probably the weakest design gen we've had in a long time. That being said, obviously the game's story fucking incredible. The storyline incredible. The Titan storyline incredible. The gym storyline, very standard gym storyline. I think it only feels bad because the Star and Titan storylines are so good. And then the last post game quest, whew,
I haven't gotten there yet, but I've heard it's spicy.
delicious. More Game Freak. Feed me. Now, as far as designs go, that's also why I can't give this game a 10 out of 10 because man, these designs are really, really bad. We have some bangers, right? We got the new King Gambit. Banger.
Yes. My
Who?
boy.
Shogun type beat.
King Gambit. He
His
evolves
name is
from King Gambit. So it's like King and Gambit, but there's only one G.
Okay.
Evolves from Bisharp. Old Pokemon.
Slapper.
Love
Slap.
it. And the way he evolves, pretty cool. It's kind of
so
like
sick.
a little story to it.
Oh, that is very cool looking. It has like a little cool long
Yeah.
mustache. Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
like
this motherfucker got the long hair in the back. He's sitting
on his hair.
He's sitting on his hair because he's that much of a fucking G.
And his signature move is like the traditional respectful Japanese bow. It's called like the Katao cleave. And he takes the sword on his head and he bows. And then shing! Oh, it's so sick.
Dark steel.
Yeah.
Good, cool typing.
You got Skeledirge. Banger. I just wish the flames didn't look like hair.
Especially when you see him from the back, they do kind of look like Cheeto noodles.
Sometimes he does look like he's balding. Wouldn't be a problem if the fire coming out of his mouth, looked like fire.
Yeah,
That
he do
being
be
said-
balding.
That being said, I love Skeledirge. You got low kicks, common rider bug, sick. I'm trying to say the sick things before I go into the shit things because when I let it rip on the bad designs,
the Annihilate one?
Annihilate's sick.
Like
Slaps.
that one. That one's
Yep.
cool.
You got
Banger.
Clodsire, big poopy boy. Love that.
Hey,
little
I like
shit.
this one. I think this one's cool. The Bombardier or Bombardier.
Bombardier,
Bombardier.
cool too.
I like Bombardier a lot actually
I
because it's like a stork with he carries a baby, but it carries a bomb. I
I
like
like Bombardier too. Maybe hot take. I really like Tandem Mouse and Maushold. Really just fun to just you have the couple. The couple has kids. That's the evolution. That's it.
And they can either have one or two kids. It'll either be it's called just
funny.
Mousehold Family of 3 or Mousehold Family of 4.
You have I really like all the new dogs, like Fido and Dashbun.
I like
Just-
Houndstone.
Really cute. Yes, Houndstone, goated.
Houndstone's cool.
Mabostiff, great. All the new dogs, great dog designs.
The regional bird, it's just a bird, but I like it.
It's a simple bird, but man, does that look like it would fuck you up if you met that shit IRL.
That one feels like a more classic design. We're like
that feels like a design we would get in Gen 1 or 2, 100%.
The
You know, like,
Wat
watch roll and kill a watch roll.
Yeah, Kilowattrel. Just a sick looking bird, dude. Sick looking bird. It's wicked.
I'm looking at the other ones and if there's anything. I like this. It looks like a dinosaur. Bax something.
Oh,
Baxcalibur.
Baxcalibur.
We like that.
Baxcalibur. Yeah,
I
like
admit
him. Looks cool.
the design a little corny. That being said, am I gonna hate on Baxcalibur? Absolutely not. That dude has a fucking big ass spike on his back,
Yeah.
and he's Godzilla.
Although, I guess it's a hot take because everyone's like, sometimes you do miss. Not a big fan of Frigibacks. He just feels so
Yeah,
out of place. Like I
I'll
said,
admit that.
it seems like you would find him in a like Illumination movie or whatever. Like the people who do
For
like
sure,
Minions,
100%. Yep.
just kind of cornball. The rest of it though, big fan. However, his
Hold on.
shinies. In fact,
As
if I'm rating
usual.
the shiny decks this gen,
Ooh.
it's pretty weak. There are a couple like Tarantula and Belly Bolt. I'm like, these are nice.
Bangers.
And then
Speaking of which,
80%
I
of
like
them are like
Lechonk's shiny. Lechonk's
Yeah.
shiny.
Yeah, the
cool.
pink,
It's like
yeah,
just pink,
really
like,
cool.
it's
Yeah,
pink.
with the whole little chonk line's cool. The Winkalone. Oh, and let's talk about some of the biggest dubs this gen. Subaru Edge and Armor Edge, sick ass Pokemon.
Yeah.
Subaru Edge especially, bang. Obviously you got Belly Bolt line. Love that line.
That's like the armor looking ones, right? Where it's like
Mhm.
royal
yeah,
looking armor.
they're
kinda.
sick. Dude, the kid in me, nothing to complain about. I love New Fair Giraffe. Love that design.
And then we have Goldango.
Yeah, and then we have fucking
It
Is that the
looks-
treasure chest one?
The
fucking
evolution.
Spy Kids
It looks like
movie creature design.
it looks like a mozzarella shredded cheese mascot. That's what.
It looks like you. It looks like you were like, "Hey, check this out!" Ripped open a mozzarella stick and threw it in like some gold
A
fucking
little smiley face on it.
and like it's a mozzarella stick, but it's gold.
Print that.
Oh my
And
god,
they
it's gonna
did.
sell.
So that's a
Brambleghast, Brambleghast and Bramblin. Stupid. Just it's a it's
you.
it's a bro. It's a
Everyone's like, no, dude,
He
they're
looks
sick.
like the cinnamon guy from Apple Jacks. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yes!
he
It
looks
looks like-
that guy. Like,
oh my god.
why does he have
Oh,
a belt? That's weird.
That's what I'm saying. That being said, Cloth goaded.
I love Cloth.
Not
And his
goaded.
cry.
Not goaded. The toad scroll. What if Tentacruel stood up on its legs? That's no. Don't do that.
What do you guys think of the salt Pokemon?
Garbage.
Yeah, that's
shout
the-
out, that's the one that they shouted out
Garbage.
to me.
Garbage.
That one's
One of
for
the
me, though.
worst. One of the worst designs possible.
That's the one where
And-
I think Joey and I
Ugh.
disagree the most because Joey's like, nah, dude, this is sick.
Dude,
Oh, Joey thinks it hits.
Yeah.
I was in Joey's stream. He was like, "Blue, look at this. This dude's so cool. He's friend shaped." And I was like, "That dude is delete shaped. Get that out of my face."
Wait, is
dude."
it the Garganol seal or
Yeah.
Garga NaCl?
For me,
or-
all of them. Of all of them, I would give Knackley, however they want to say it, the pass the most.
That's bottom 5 line this gen.
But however, I also can't, even the first Mon, I still can't. It's a Mario mushroom every time I see it. But that's
Ugh.
the least offensive for me. Then it just, I actually think Garganackle's not quite as bad as Knacklestack. Because Knacklestack straight up looks like a Pixelmon. And people are like, but that's how, like Salt Quarries or whatever are shaped.
I don't care. This is Pokemon.
Yeah, so doesn't mean it's
God
going to make
damn
a good
it.
Pokemon. All right?
God
Clearly.
damn it! If you want that stupid shit, go to Digimon. God damn
Wait,
it!
what's worse, that or the tumbleweed Pokemon?
Ugh, they're both equally
Mm.
dog ass.
But I would still say the Knackle, the Salt line is worse.
Oh, you know what? Hard to be my least favorite this gen.
Who?
Fucking Scovillain. This just looks so dumb. That looks like a Pokemon I would have drawn when I was 7. And that's not good. I made
Like-
dog shit Pokemon designs when I was 7. All right? They were embarrassing. And you know what else is embarrassing? Scovillain.
This is
Stupid.
so
Concept,
unfortunate.
sick.
We finally get grass fire, and I'm never gonna use it.
It's concept sick. When I look at it, I want to die right now. And my antidepressants cannot help me from looking at this design and getting depressed.
I agree with you. The concept of the mon is cool, and it makes sense, and I feel like they could have pulled it off. But I don't like where it ended up.
Espartha? Why? It looks stupid.
Claire,
bro.
I was next to Claire when it first showed up, and it started chasing her. She was like, "Ah, what is this thing?"
Dude, that's an abomination.
Wait,
Delete
Scovillain is
that.
like
Yeah, it's chili pepper.
Well, he's like a bell
oh,
peppers.
it's like a green. Oh,
Yes,
it is a cool
yeah.
concept. Missed it.
Yeah.
Like the idea is there, but you missed.
Oh, and this is aside from designs real quick, but this is also just an issue I have with the game, which might have been better if performance was a little bit better as well as visibility. But the
visibility's
mons,
bad.
why? I get you're trying to be realistic, but maybe for the sake of gameplay. Apparently, 90% of mons are half a foot, maybe. I can't see
It's so
90%
hard to
of
see
these
that.
mons. I keep running it. I'm like, what? What did I run into? Which also brings me back the shiny thing. I got a problem with that. It hurts my eyes because I have to not every time I see mons, I have to like go check because it could be a shiny.
I have to look at
but
every single Pokemon.
They're so tiny.
Oh.
So many of them are such nuanced differences. You would have to encounter it.
There's some Pokemon I'm like, maybe that could be shiny, but like I'm not gonna auto battle these and check right now because like whatever, I'm not dealing with that.
My biggest copium is hoping that they will just patch in the shiny animation in the overworld. I don't think it's going to happen. But also, why don't we have it?
So you would see like stars around it rather than
Well, because that's what it's like in Legends Arceus. In the overworld, if it's shiny, it'll be like, bloop, and there's even a sound and everything. But in this one, none of that. And if you just zoom past, it's despawned. And so the only way you can tell is...
Well, people were like, it makes shiny hunting too easy. And it's like, bro, Pokemon's not a hard game.
Yeah.
Okay. And for me, it's like, bro, what do you think? I expect colorblind people to deal with this game.
Yeah, I hope
you expect colorblind people to shiny hunt. Well, colorblind people don't shiny hunt. Shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch.
I want to shiny hunt, and I can't because I'm like...
I like the beetle Pokemon with the poop, Rabska. I
like
that line.
That one is sick.
I
love the evolution. I like what they do with it.
Yeah,
and
I like the evolution too.
Shiny Rellor is one of the ones that hits. His shiny, instead of just dung, it becomes a like solid gold ball he rolls around.
Oh, really? That's dope. See, that's cool. Cool concept.
Yeah. Most of the other shinies, dog.
You know, another banger, and probably is going to be the most popular Pokemon this gen because it just hits all the right gamer. It is the perfect amount of both parties that everyone is going to be like, that's sick. Is Tinkaton.
I was going to say Orthworm as a joke.
Kill me. But yeah, Tinkaton, Orthworm, oh my.
Well, you see what's interesting.
But before we get into Orthworm, Tinkaton is probably going to be one of those popular Pokemon because one, a fucking e-girl with a hammer.
Well, here's the interesting thing.
Everyone liked that.
That's my hottest take. I really don't like the Tinkaton line. And everyone has disagreed with me, and I'm like, yeah. But no,
I think Tinkatink and Tinkatuff are abominations upon this earth. And I think they made Tinkaton, and they're like...
I think it's fun.
How do we reverse engineer this?
How do we reverse it? It's like, shit. Yeah, let's just fucking... You got 5 minutes to make it. Just fucking make something. Yeah, Tinkatink and Tinkatuff look just garbage. Tinkaton.
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
This holiday season, I'll be giving thanks to our friends over at Manscaped. Everyone loves turkey and stuffing, but you'll be looking like a dessert with the help of Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. The leaders in below-the-waist grooming have blessed you with the ultimate Thanksgiving dinner topic. Tell your in-laws about your new cutting-edge blade ball trimmer and gift yourself or the man in your life the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Trim your pumpkins by going to manscaped.com and using code GG for free shipping and 20% off. I'll tell you what, I can't look back after going to Manscaped. They have shown me the absolute light. light. No more cuts or anything like that. I wish Manscaped came into my life way earlier in my ball trimming career. Inside that Performance Package 4.0, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all the goodies. My favorite, their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features cutting blade ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their skin-safe technology. It also gives you the ability to turn on a 4000K LED spotlight on and off when you need to see a more precise trim, plus it's waterproof. So what are you waiting for? Get 20% off plus free shipping with code GG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com and using code GG. Be thankful this holiday season for the best gift of all from Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.
Ton. I was like, oh, I'm interested to see where this goes. And then I learned it because that was the first thing I saw. And then I learned that was the stage 2. And I'm like, oh, ooh. And then I saw him and I'm like, ooh. Because for me, I also just like, it just feels like circles thrown together that are pink. I like the hammer idea. Don't like it shiny. The only thing that changes, the hammer becomes brown. Nothing with the thing.
What's the deal with the dolphin Pokemon? Is that thing like?
Oh my god, that's exactly what okay.
Like,
so
I'm looking at it. It's the same Pokemon.
So I'll go over it, but the reaction for Head to Tinkaton, I had to Dolphin. I was like, oh, the Dolphin. I wonder where this goes. And then I saw where it goes, and I was like, go back.
Go back. delete.
Go back.
It doesn't need to evolve or whatever.
So the Dolphin Pokemon, Rob, essentially, when the Dolphin evolves...
he's cute. I like him.
Yeah, you get... Finizen goes to Palafin. It looks the exact same. The only difference is...
It has like a heart.
A little heart on its chest. So Palafin gets an ability where it's 0 to hero. So where it swaps out and then swaps back in, it turns into the hero form Palafin. Which, once again... abomination upon this planet.
I think it's the worst one. In my opinion, is the worst one in this one.
Abomination upon this planet, deleted immediately.
They could have done some cool thing where like maybe it becomes like this big old orca looking thing, or like just like a bigger, and then we get
jacked steroid.
It makes me feel like that guy from SpongeBob, who's like Barnacle Boy's villain.
Yes.
I can't remember.
Man Ray.
Yeah. But like, I would rather have Man Ray. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it looks like a wacky, like a super jacked, wacky waving arm inflatable tube man. But super buff version. It's bad because I love dolphins.
Yeah.
Wiglet Wug Trio, garbage.
Although,
I'm just gonna say it, garbage.
Their shinies are cool. I don't know why they bothered to give them the good shinies.
I will say that the line that did grow on me that I didn't expect to grow on me was the Revivroom line.
I was gonna say the same. I was like, a car? This is dumb. I've been using him for a while now. I'm like,
he's really cool. I think Revivroom is a cool design. He really grew on me. Cyclizar? I love Cyclizar. It's just a cool dragon. Oh. One of the worst designs I've ever seen in the history of any designs I've ever seen. Earthworm. Earthworm. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, this looks stupid, but whatever, we'll make it work. And then I did the Titan battle. And I was like, oh, it has arms. Okay.
Oh. And it's all right.
Okay, so yeah, this is definitely one of the worst Pokemon I've ever seen in my entire life. Yep, I wasn't quite sure when I saw it, but no, the arms, yep, this is definitely one of the worst designs I've ever seen in my life. Yep.
It looks kind of cute though, I think.
And then the arms come out.
I haven't seen the arms. This one doesn't have its arms out. Like this one is like on the ground and stuff.
You would like it because it's very Alaskan bullworm like.
Okay, so this is something I could draw. Like this is a Rob designed Pokemon.
But man, and then like part of it too is like Pokemon always has a lot of the designs. Is you can always tell Pokemon usually by like a lot of the way the eyes are drawn. That
circle, circle, dot, dot. Like...
Yeah, that's just. That's the part that gets me. Is like it looks that
you look at the dolphin Pokemon and its eyes are very like anime, you know, and like has the little stars.
well, it's funny too. Is like they kind of went further than they usually do with eyes with the dolphin. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But then they went the opposite, and like drew a smiley face on the worm. I will say,
Ah!
I'll go through. Let me leave the ones that have kind of grown on me. Quackwaval grew on me once I saw the animation in game, the
Yeah,
final
in
evolution of
game,
Quaxley.
Quackball definitely, Quackball, whatever. It's definitely much better in
Not
game.
as bad as you originally thought.
Yeah,
I
the
still don't love it, but it is cool.
the middle Evo still no redemption for me. I hate that thing.
Garbage.
Meowscarada, I don't hate it as much as I thought I would, but I still look
But
at
I
it
still
every
hate that.
time and I go, "What you could have been? What have they done?"
Yeah,
To
I just look at it, I'm like, yeah, this is the waifu bait merch seller of the gen.
you? And it'll sell.
Low brow design, just easy. People are gonna buy it because it's slight waifu bait and also stoner. Like it's everything I hate about Pokemon in that design. Just
Um,
and
yeah,
then
just
I know for a fact Rob
manifest
will be like, that's kind of sick.
I mean, she does look pretty stoned. That's pretty crazy though. That they like she is
um,
legit stoned and like is the weed Pokemon.
Spidops grew on me. I don't like
No,
love him, but I don't hate him as much
no,
as I did.
no, no, no,
Um,
no, no, no,
I like his
no.
eyes. His eyes are cool.
Spidops is bottom 5 Pokemon in the history of Pokemon designs. No. How
uh,
dare you?
Varoom Revavaroom, like I said, grew on me.
Those did grow on me pretty. I do have to admit I do like those guys.
Um, trying to think like what else. Because I
Do you
already
guys like the
like
grape
the
Pokemon,
dogs.
Arpovella, or
It's not
Those
all.
are okay. I think the ARP I think the Final Evo is pretty cool, but like Small Live and all them they're okay.
The all the past and future forms. Some of them I weren't sure on, but I think I like all of them. Especially
The
seeing
Paradox
some of the future ones in game. Like the
yeah.
Dawn fan, I was like, okay, this is
I
pretty
thought I
sweet.
would like the Scarlet ones more, but like as I've played I was like I actually think I prefer the Violet ones. They were really cool. The I love Iron Thorns, man. T-Tar Robo, I love Iron Thorns. Yeah, Iron Valiant in game. Oh my god. I already thought it looked sick, and then I saw Iron Valiant in game. Oh, slapper. Hariyama. I like Robo Hariyama more than I like normal Hariyama.
Yeah, I think Robohood. Yeah, I just prefer that moving forward.
It
Um,
just yeah. And then
is that
I do
Iron
like the
Hand?
Scarlet Iron
mhm.
Hands, yes. And then the old designs, I love the old. I love Ancient Donphan. Love Ancient Donphan.
So sick looking.
Slitherwing, cool ass Pokemon. Yeah, just I think they did a good job with all the paradoxes. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's. I think the only one that is like, damn, y'all copy pasted and called it a day is the
Flamingo?
Mischievous one.
Oh,
Yeah, that one. That one's not too. That and the. I guess I haven't seen Jigglypuff yet, but that one, like, those two were just kind of like, literally, let's like elongate something on its body and call it good.
Copy paste,
we're good.
change a very small detail. All right, we're good to go, boys.
I still haven't seen the legendaries in game, but I'm not a fan of them still. I'll have to see them
Are
again.
you
Oh,
guys?
the new. I think this is the
But
weakest.
don't you ride them though? I don't get that.
No, new
No, no.
legendaries.
Yeah, yeah.
The new quartet or whatever. I will say I think this is the weakest like in-game legendary set we've gotten probably ever. I don't care for them. I do like the goldfish.
I was gonna say that's the one I like. I think that's cool.
All the rest of them are they're there.
Yeah.
But no, as far as the main legendaries, Koraidon, Miraidon are the best box legendaries in my opinion that we've ever gotten
I like 'em a lot.
because and I say this because I'm so used to
Not
legendaries.
cornball?
No, well, I say this because the old legendaries, all of them are cool, and like Lugia, right? Lugia is still my favorite legendary, right? But we don't get a lot of opportunities to see them like actually being emotive and doing things in game, and even in the anime, like the legendary Pokemon are really stiff, right? And I think this is the first time we've gotten like actually like, oh, these legendaries have personality, they do things, they they if, like they feel like living breathing Pokemon versus just like these like legendary beasts that just like sit there and look stoic. And that's why I really like Karina and Miraidon. They just feel like, they're the most emotive Pokemon we've ever gotten, and I really like it.
Agreed.
I love them.
How do you
Yeah.
get them? They're just like, hey, we have these legendary Pokemons that want you to ride them, kind
Well,
of.
you got to play the story, Rob.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not playing it. So.
Yeah, I'm going.
Well, the TLDR is they kind of fall into your lap, and you're
Okay.
like, "Hey, homie, I'm going on an adventure. You want in?" And
It's like
they're
finding a wounded animal.
Okay.
"Yeah."
And you're like, I'll help you find or figure out. Or,
Hey, you want to be best buds? Let's get it. Go on adventure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little montage, you know how it is.
But yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it and having fun. Have you beat it?
I have done
I haven't beat
everything in
it
the
yet.
game. And now
Um,
I'm just stalking terror raids. I need to finish the Pokedex. There's
Yeah.
so many shinies I need. That
I'm
being
looking
said,
forward to it.
Fruit has not finished the game, and I mean, to be fair, Fruit also has to finish Ragnarok. Wait, did you finish Ragnarok, by the way?
No, I got all that,
Okay,
and then
well,
I was having to record stuff. So
yeah.
I mean,
Holidays and
I've
Proms
done them all.
Tomorrow.
I did all of them, and I completely finished the star line. But
Yeah.
now,
Now you're
like
at the
for
final, yeah.
for the victory, now it's beat the Elite Four and
Yep.
go to Area 0. Those are the like things I have left. So
I'm
got
so
most of the way
excited to
through.
watch
But
your
yeah.
journey because this game slaps, bro. But yeah, yeah, it's a great game. It's the best worst Pokemon game I've ever played.
Okay.
The best,
Speaking.
it's just a great Pokemon game.
What's the
The
worst
worst,
Pokemon game?
it's not really a worst. I would say my least favorite gen is probably X and Y.
I was gonna say I think XY is weakest for me, which is
It's
weird
between
because that
X.
was their first step into 3D. But like that was the only cool thing I felt like that gen did for me.
You can tell that was like baby's first 3D game. So yeah, X and Y is probably my least favorite, and then don't kill me, Gen 3ers. Gen 3 also another one of my not my favorites. I don't think there's a singularly never mind, forget Gen 3. Sword and Shield, sorry. Sword and Shield and X and Y are my least favorites. But even then I don't think they're genuinely bad, you know what I mean? Like they have like there's still like this magic in them that's like, oh, this is Sword and Shield and X and Y are like the transitional phase games, right? Where there's like we have a cool idea, we just, can't make it yet. And so that's why they're not my favorite. They're like the we're gonna get there moments.
And then every time though, it's like, well, they're getting there, and well, when are we gonna get there? Every time is a well this or well that.
Well, I think you guys have our opinion of the Pokemon games before we take the entire podcast up with it. They're great games.
Yeah, super fun.
Except when they're not. And when they're not, I'm playing at 8 FPS. And my game crashed. Okay, well that's
And there it goes.
that's our experience.
Okay.
You know what else almost
Could be
crashed
bad.
and burned?
Twitter. Yeah. Well, I just remember waking up and everyone's like, "Yo, if this is it, I'll see you guys." And I'm like, "What did I miss?"
Yeah, like the Titanic ship going down. It was so dramatic, and it was
people making like a Hive account and shit like that. Like, get real. Like, I'm not making that shit.
Yeah,
like,
I did because I was like, "Well, this is
nothing's
the
gonna
one platform I got
happen.
the username if it ever."
Oh, there you go. Besides Twitch.
Besides which, so now it's just, hey, Elon, Who am I kidding? Yeah, I ain't getting that. Yeah, I'm screwed.
Twitter's just
I mean,
not gonna fail immediately. It was like last podcast. I was like, "Hey, Twitter's not gonna look the same," but I have a hard time seeing it completely go away.
I
And
lose
plus, Elon
$50.
has to get his money back. He's not gonna let it die until he gets like something back out of it. So
Yeah, I'm not paying for like, any of
I am
that shit.
not paying for that either. That being said, I was like, Bless was in my chat while I was playing Pokemon. He was like, "Blue, did you hear? Twitter's dying tonight." And I was like, "What?" I was
Of
like,
course, Blast just fearful.
"Yeah." Bless comes. Twitter's dying tonight, bro. And I was like, "Bro, I stream Scarlet and Violet for 5 hours, and Twitter's on fire. What the hell are y'all doing over there?" And then I log on to Twitter, and people are like, "It's been an honor, y'all. This app was great." And I was like, "What's
Go
happening?"
down with
What?
a ship.
Can't
I
wait
was
to
like,
see you
"What?"
guys tomorrow. Like,
I was like, "What's happening?" And it was
Whoa.
like, "Oh, well, people are quitting at Twitter engineers are like, yeah, that site's probably gonna start breaking in a couple days." And I'm over here like, "Oh my god." It's like the end of the world is happening on social media, and I'm just like, okay, all right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow then. Like,
No, yeah, I will. Okay.
it was pretty funny though.
Yeah,
It was a meltdown mode.
I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah, at this point, I just don't want to go away because I usually like my text messages. I'll be honest. So I'm just like, well,
yeah,
where am I going to remember to check messages elsewhere? I can.
If I
I already barely do that. So
if I have to make something somewhere else, I guess I will. But like I'm one of those people where it's like, if I go down with the sinking ship, I go down with the sinking ship.
they say adapt or die. I guess I'm dying.
I'm dying.
You guys want a little quick story time?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I went to Vegas for the first time this weekend.
Wait,
For
you
like,
never been to Vegas?
well, I mean, I had been to Vegas, but never as like a legal adult. Like I've
Oh, okay.
always like I've been, but like I've never been able to like actually gamble and stuff. I only went for like a day though. My buddy had like a Mirage, like he likes to gamble, so he got like a free room comped and was basically
Classic.
like, "Hey, dude, like, do you want to go and like to Vegas from like Sunday to like Tuesday morning?" So I was like, "Man, I should probably like really stream and like work and stuff." He's like, "Rob, I literally texted the person who doesn't have to work," and I was like, "All right, well, I guess I will. I guess I'll go." And I went, and I actually did pretty decent. First day I get there, where we had to kill like 3 hours before we get to our room. Out $100, just like that. Like it's the in and out. Like, and then we play a little bit of bubble craps, which is a little bit less intimidating than the real craps. It's
Why
like
is
their
that?
own like little, because it's like on a little video machine, and like the dice are like two big dice, and it like shakes, and then like so like it's a little less intimidating than like having to actually throw the dice and all that kind of stuff. So we were on that for a little bit, bro. And I started with $40, bro. Ended with like $130. And I was like, no way. And I pressed the little cash out slip, cash out the 130. And so we're gonna go meet his friends at at like another bar. And from cashing out to the bar, I lost the ticket. So I literally
Wait,
like just lost $140.
did you not have it in your
No, I
wallet or
thought it was.
pocket or?
Well, I think what happened is I put it in my pocket, and then I called my dad to talk about the World Cup games. And I think as I pulled my phone out, it like took the slip with it, and it took it out, and it was gone. So I'm out like $200, and I pretty much brought like $300, which I was willing to lose. And the last thing we want to do is blackjack, and or Graham wants to play blackjack, and the problem is Graham's staying at the MGM, which is a nice hotel, and the minimum bet at these tables are $25. I have $100 left,
That's a
so
couple.
yeah, so we put $100 down, and the dealer busts. The dealer busts again, busts again, busts again, and then
And
they
go
had these
down.
things. Then they had, oh, dude, I mango down hard. They had these things that were like free bets. So it's like if you had a double down, so like say you get 11, and getting a 10 is a real good card there. So you double down on your bet, the casino would cover that free bet, but in a stipulation, if they hit a 22, it's a push for the table. You don't win on a 22; it's not a push.
Okay.
So yeah, so I posted a video of me getting a massage because at one point, bro, I turned that 100 into like 600, and I was eating, and it was going. And this lady walks up to me, she's like, "Would you like a massage?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I would!" Like so. Yeah, so and she was like, it's it's I think it was $2 a minute. So I was like, I'll do 5 minutes. So it was like $10 for 5 minutes. So like I give her like the chips and stuff, and that was the video that you saw of me getting the massage.
fine.
And thank God, dude, Graham had a show at the Jabberwockies at like 9. So we left the table up. So I started with like 100 and walked away with like $500. So it was really sick. And then we left the next day. And that was like the perfect amount of Vegas time, dude. I think if you stayed longer than a 2 days, 2 days max in Vegas, if you stay 3 days in Vegas, you're fucking maniac. Like it was even like halfway through the half a day just being there for the first day. And I was like, man, I'm fucking sick of this. Like, I'm tired. Like, I've been drinking all day. Yeah, like I've been drinking all day. It was crazy. Also, big fan of Red Bull tequila. I'm a big Red Bull tequila guy now. It tastes like bubblegum. So if you're ever in the market for a mixed drink.
Kind of sounds gross, but I trust you.
Yeah.
I'll leave that to you, you know.
So when we go to Evo next year, that'll be fun.
That ain't Falco. That'll be cool. I'm glad you had a little impromptu session.
I thought it'd make like for a good like pod. Hopefully, I was like, hopefully something fun so I could tell the podcast. I didn't realize losing $150 bet slip out of my own fucking pocket. And then the stupid thing is like, I was like, I'm gonna go look for it, as if someone who finds that on the ground is like, hey man, like, did you drop this $150? Like somebody's picking that up, putting it in a machine, and losing it immediately. You know what I mean? Because like there's no like ID check on it. It's basically like a receipt.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You live and you learn though.
Yeah, that's what I said. And basically, if you see in my phone case here, would you guys like to guess? Well, I don't know if this QR code is bad or anything. Would you guys like to guess what this is? So I don't lose it, even though I don't need it anymore.
Is it a pay slip or?
It's a Disney ticket.
Oh.
Very fun.
It's my ticket to Disney on the day I was at Disney 2 months ago.
Hey, but now you got it.
Still in my phone case, so I don't lose it.
That's all that matters. I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah, it was cool. Didn't lose a ton though. You know what I mean? I didn't come back and I was like, "Hey, babe, pack it up."
That's they're taking the house. Yeah,
we lost the house.
They're taking me.
Anything else we want to touch on? World Cup's been kind of cool, even though it's been kind of a sham.
Yeah, I haven't paid too much attention. I heard about the Qatar team, or no, the Iranian team taking a stand.
Oh yeah, Iran took a stand, and then also Germany did something as well. But like, are they taking a stand though? Like Germany just does this. Like the true stand would be to wear the armband and take the yellow. You know what I mean? Like actually, like you take a hit from the thing. Don't just do like symbolizing shit. I don't know.
Well, I think the Iranian team. I'm worried about their families and the team when they get back.
About like the women and the like hijabs, right?
Yeah, and they refused. They didn't sing the national anthem, in support of the women of Iran.
Good for them, dude. That's sick.
Yeah, but it's also I hope everything just turns out all right.
But we also just shouldn't be having a fucking World Cup there anyways. Like there's a really good Netflix documentary if you're really interested in seeing that kind of like the sports washing of the World Cup. It's called it's about like FIFA, like uncovering FIFA or something like that on Netflix. If you're ever interested in watching it, it's really good little documentary. I'm trying to see anything else we want to touch on before I read some of these questions.
I think that's mostly it for me.
Yeah, lots of Pokemon.
Let's shotgun a couple questions real quick, Rob, so you can get to your World Cup gaming.
Okay.
Yeah, which by the way, you said are you just like not showing or having the
Yeah,
audio?
like
Or
I
you just
can't. Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't pay FIFA $500 million
That's what I
to get
thought.
the
I
right.
know. I was like, wow, sheesh.
Well, no, have you ever
Rob's
seen that?
taking a stand too. I mean,
You know what it's like before the NFL's games, it's like you need the express consent from the
yeah.
NFL and CBS, and it's like Peter when he's watching Family Guy, Peter's watching the Super Bowl and he presses like the record button, and the FBI just busts in. They're like, do you have the express form of CBS and the NFL? And he just goes, only CBS.
God.
It's so funny. Okay, let me find where we ended here. Start at Zoe's, I believe. Okay. Question from Jack Enough. Just says Duffy rolls? Question mark. I don't know what that is. Do you guys know what
What did you just call me?
Shade to my
DUFF
face.
Duffy roll? I think it's. Oh, it looks like it's a Denver bakery. Looks like it's a bakery in Denver, or just a bakery in general. Looks
I
like
didn't
they
know.
sell. I guess these are called Duffy rolls. Actually, I don't know. I've never had a Duffy
I got
roll.
a little bit of Duffy roll, bro.
Yeah, it sounds like a Duffy roll. Come on.
Come on, man.
Carson says, Robin Blue, how are you feeling about the new Drizzy album? Honestly, really love it, and I think it'll age well.
Trash.
21. I love 21 Savage, though, dude. Like, Rich Flex, Chrome on Chrome. Dude, that's what I've just been busting that album. I really like it. It's a lot of fun.
It's fun, but I'm just tired of hearing Drake. Just Drake's the worst, man.
Oh, I love him. I stand.
And Drake's like the type of dude where like if he heard me say he's the worst, he'd be like, "Yeah, well, go fuck yourself, dude." He like on Twitter, he'd be like, "Yeah, go fuck yourself, man. Blue GG easy." More like piss on your fucking. I'll piss on your fucking mom,
24
bro. Like
half
fuck you, man.
on
Like fuck
stake.
you. You're a bitch, dude. Like fuck you. Like I'm all about positivity and you're all about negativity, bro. Like fuck you, man. I hate that dude. And 21 did his thing though. I respect that, man.
Space Calm says, for Robin Blue, what's the craziest thing you've made a bong out of? For Mr. Fruit, how do you
Jesus
have
Christ.
how do you have the discipline to push yourself through working hard? I feel like oftentimes I lack the motivation and discipline to do important tasks and non-important tasks in my life, and I want to try and change that. Okay, well, the important question went to me and Blue, so I'll go first. The craziest thing I made a bong out of. I don't know. I'm not like the kind of person who's like a stoner and is like, oh, dude.
Yeah, same.
Like, oh, dude, like, here, just give me this real quick.
Yeah, same.
All right, bro. I'll give me like 5 minutes. I'll be right back. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm not like fucking MacGyver.
Yeah, I've never been that desperate.
I
To
guess
where
an
I'm
apple,
like,
but like an apple's pretty standard. It's as easy as like just you just put a hole in the top, then a hole on the side, and then you make a carp on the side. So it's pretty easy. One time I did, this is one of the bongs that I did make. This is a boba mask that I did make out of a thing. You just kind of push this up, and then the vape will go into it. So that was kind of cool.
what
No,
the
no.
fuck?
Probably a water bong.
I thought you were serious. I was like, how did you do that?
No, just probably
That doesn't
water
make any
bong.
sense.
You take like a 2-liter Dr. Pepper, cut that in half. You put it in a bucket, fill the bucket up all the way with water, and then you take the cap, you put a hole in it. You go into your dad's garage. You get a not a spark plug, but like one of those little lug nuts that like a wrench kind of thing. Take that, find one that'll fit in the diameter of the circle. And then you get another cap, you light it, and then you put it around the hole so the plastic melts around the hole so there's no way for the smoke to escape. And then insert weed into the top, light it, and then you slowly pull up on. Oh, and then you have to put a ping pong ball. That's another important part of the thing. You put the ping pong ball in the half liter, so it acts as a carp. So when you start pulling on it, it's gonna suck in all the weed. It's gonna suck in all that smoke as you're pulling up with gravity. That's why they call it a grav bong. So the gravity takes it, and then it takes all the weed out, and then you open up the thing and you go, and then it'll suck it, and then all the way up to the ping pong ball. Because the last thing you want to do is, and then it's a bunch of fucking water in your lungs. So you have to put the ping pong ball there. So when you go, the ping pong ball stops the water from going down your throat.
I love how Rob was like, yeah, I've never done anything kind of fucking crazy, and then he proceeds to say, anyway, so here's all the crazy shit I did to get high.
That's not like, but that's like, I feel like it's a standard like stoner thing though. Like a grab bong is not that crazy.
For sure.
Yeah, that's definitely.
It was so like when that story I told when my roommate tried to like jump out the window and the cops came in, that was the grab bong. That was it. That was the device that was sitting in the living room, and I had like 10 cops in my house.
Yeah, I've never done any of that. If I don't have a bong or anything, I'll just be like,
I guess I'm not smoking.
yeah, I'll be like, I can wait till later.
Okay, Mr. Fruit, how are you so strong and mentally fortitude and work really hard?
I don't know, the existential dread of my crippling depression.
Yeah.
Eating at me if I don't stay busy. It's more of a coping mechanism. So, I mean, sometimes I'm not motivated. Sometimes I just don't get it all done. But yeah, what I try and do is just that. Yeah, just do something that's really small, but you can set a goal. Like I'm going to, like sometimes for me, I'm like, I wake up and I can't do much. I'm just going to make today's thumbnail. It's not too much work usually. Do that, do the thumbnail. So then I kind of get in the groove. Okay, well, now I could probably do this, and then you just build off that momentum. Doesn't always work though. I mean, no, motivation. It doesn't really exist, really.
Same.
Like, because if you wait around for motivation too, it may never come. It's not really a thing. So, don't be too hard on yourself. But yeah, I would say just start small. And even if you only do one thing, just build on it. But yeah, where my work ethic comes from is a pretty unhealthy place. So,
Kyra says, I'm writing a paper on it, so I was curious. Have y'all seen pictures of the James Webb Telescope? It launched in late 2021, and just wanted to know your general thoughts about it.
I have seen it, and
yeah, we talked about it briefly in a past podcast. Just that it's fucking cool.
Insane. Yeah.
I saw like this thing on Reddit, and it was kind of like explaining how the telescope works and like all the lenses like spinning and stuff. It was really fucking cool.
I couldn't even imagine. It's dope. Space is cool.
Space is wicked.
And I'm interested to see what else it can see and discover, and we can learn from it.
Arturo says, longtime listener, first time caller. Want to say thank you for always blessing my ears. Question: have you guys ever worked in a toxic work environment? Right now, it's apparent in my work due to the midterm elections. It's causing a storm, and it's honestly just so stressful listening to everybody's wild claims. Oh, man. Thankfully, and I truly say this with it, like the work environment that I work in currently, which is with Christian, Blue, and all those guys, is honestly like very non-toxic. We support each other, which is nice. When I worked previously in valet,
this is great.
When I worked previously in valet, we actually all got along, and we were paid pretty decently, and we got along with the members, and so I thankfully have been lucky enough not to work in a toxic environment where it's just draining. And that's what when people ask like what I'm most thankful for in terms of content, it's the fact that like the group that like I've made content with over the years, we're just normal fucking people. Like it's not like drama filled. It's not like Game of Thrones where people are stabbing each other in the back and plotting and scheming and talking shit about people. It's literally at the end of the day just friends who want to play video games with each other. So I'm sorry you're going through that. That shit sucks. Yeah.
I'm the same way. I don't know.
But I have seen toxic work environments like in this space as well. Like there are total like gaming groups that I have not been a part of, but I have heard of and seen that is absolutely a toxic place, and I'm so thankful I don't have to deal with that shit.
And you can get it can be a lot of egos and
Yeah,
clout chasers.
yeah. What about you, Blue?
Toxic work environments. McDonald's probably. I know at McDonald's there's like a lot of
Not
pressure
us.
to like do something. Now I will say there was a moment early on with us where I was a little like it was less to do with us and more to do with the culture of the content creation that we surround ourselves in, where everyone became so obsessed with numbers. And so someone would say something about numbers, someone else would say something about numbers, and it's like, okay, well, I don't have this, so I guess fuck me, right? Like type beat. And that was less to do with the fact that people felt that way and more so like everyone was just constantly comparing numbers to each other. So that being said, obviously it's not that way anymore. Like everyone's pretty like just do your own thing, who gives a shit, wicked. But because of the profession that we're in, like, you're back in the day cafe, especially Destiny community, right? You were always surrounded by people who are like comparing numbers to each other and like, oh well, this makes this person more important or this makes this person more important, and it was like, hey, damn, I didn't know my humanity was dictated by by a number on YouTube or Twitch. So now it's just like, dude, you know what? Just vibe it out, have fun. As long as I can keep doing this, at this point, everyone's like, hey, as long as we can keep doing this, hey, that's
Yeah,
pretty wicked.
Look
pretty
at us.
much. We'll do last question here from Creamsicle. Says, hey guys, first, thanks for everything you put out through the years, really carrying me through high school with beautiful content. Now, my question, a bit personal, but I've been trying to lose weight for about a month now, and I always feel like I'm going one step forward and two steps back. Do you guys have any advice with help that keeps you motivated to push you through health wise? Oh, man. I'm currently with you in that two steps back. I have not worked out in probably like 3 months. My Peloton has turned into a glorified coat rack. I always say that. It just sits there and mocks me. It actually right now is carrying my lightsaber. So it's my lightsaber
Mm.
holder. Um I don't know, man. I think for me it's gonna be just I'm gonna have to start the new year and I'm just really gonna have to bite the bullet and really just for me it's I just need to find 30, 45 minutes. It's always like, oh my God, 45-minute ride. And then it's done like that. Like it's so easy. It's just getting there is the hardest part for me. And that's like with anything. Like I didn't want to go to Vegas because God, just getting there is gonna be just I gotta drive to the airport and I gotta get on a plane and I gotta wait. Like it's all about like I hate the journey, but like once I do it, I'm always like, oh, that's not that bad. So I just need to just kick myself in the ass and go for it. So I guess that I don't know.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you. This is where my seasonal depression starts kicking in, and so I
I
just
feel
don't.
that.
I ate like shit. Yesterday was Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but you got
I
a
found
lot. That's you. That's an exception. You shouldn't,
yeah, this is the exception, but I also feel right now.
bro.
It was worth it though. But that being said, I think I found something that definitely helps is like even if you really don't want to do something, I found that it's like, okay, well, if you just start doing if you start like pretending you're doing the steps to go out and do something, right? So it's like, I guess I'll put on my tennis shoes. I'll just walk to my car and pretend I'm gonna go for a walk. Well, I guess I'm outside. I might as well go now. I kind of like, I just kind of like put it into motion, right? So where it's like right now, I know for a fact I ain't doing that shit. I'm tired. It's cold. It's rainy outside. But if I was like, I'll just put on my tennis shoes and walk around the house. Okay, well I got the tennis shoes on. Uh, put Boomy's harness on. Boomy's got his harness on. Uh, I'll just sit in the front living room. I mean, I'm sitting in the front living room. I got my tennis shoes on. Boomy's got his harness on. I mean, this is a good time to go for a nice, like, 30-minute walk. Like, well, I'm on a 30-minute walk now. Like,
Got a baby.
plus Boomy having the time of his life. I'm here like, Boomy, can we go inside?
Bruh.
And Boomy's like, let's fucking go! 30
I'm,
more minutes!
I'm
30
dog.
more minutes!
I'm dog sitting right now, and I'm walking. His name's Chuck, and man, like I just don't walk dogs. Like I'm always just like, all right, like walk back and then back and forth. And he's like, just let me stay out 5 more minutes, please. Like, and I'm like, we're going back in.
30 more minutes!
Yeah, I don't know. The best advice I also figured out is one, think of it more as a lifestyle change, not like a diet so much.
Yeah.
Don't try and do it all overnight too. Suddenly, like you flip a switch and now it's like, okay, well, all this is gone. I can't eat this. Blah blah blah.
You're gonna fail or just hate yourself at that point.
Yeah, it's all about finding the healthy, because like telling yourself this is bad and that you can eat it and stuff creates a bad relationship with food, which is like what I've done before, and it's slippery slope. So I would read more about that, like forming a healthy relationship with food. I'm still trying. The biggest thing is also just being kind to yourself, positive self-talk, and also just like you're trying. You're not there yet, maybe, but you know you're doing something, or hey, at least I did this or that. And then it's all about building. It's not going to be a overnight thing, and it's going to take a while. But the idea is you slowly integrate it so that then it becomes just normal, rather than trying to flip it. And then because that's how like fad diets can just get people on and off, and it's what's happened with me and so many others. So it's probably my advice. I'm still struggling, so it's a constant battle.
I will say everything that Fruit said is correct. The biggest thing for me to help me learn all that, because I'm still unhealthy as shit, but you know I'm working on it. Biggest thing: don't shame yourself into doing better. That never works. Shame is not a very good. Shame not a very useful emotion. You got to encourage yourself to do better.
Yeah, it should always be like a positive thing, not like like you want to change yourself for the positive. You don't want to change yourself because you think of yourself negatively. That's how I was trying to think about it. It's
Yeah.
like I want to change myself for the better, not because I think I'm a negative piece of shit now. Like,
Don't make it like, "Ah, God, I fucking suck." Just make
yeah,
it like,
I want to be
you
better.
know,
You know, like
I
I want
want
to
to be
try.
better.
Yeah.
I want to, I want to try. Trying is always way better than being like, I'm a dog shit human again, bro. Like, because you're just gonna feel like shit all the. Even when you succeed, you're still gonna feel like shit if you do that.
Yeah, can attest.
All right. Well, that'll do it for the episode 159 of the GG Over Easy podcast. Thank you guys all for hanging out and listening. Gonna be looking into trying to get some guests in for episodes 160 through
Flourished.
170. So if there's anybody you would like to see on the podcast, if you guys want to comment down below who you'd like to see. Also, just a quick plug, there is a content drop going on with BlueWestlo's plushies. We are doing a Black Friday sale. I believe the original price for the plushies were $35, but now they are $25, and they will be shipped as you order. But there is a set number, so just kind of know when they're gone, they won't be back. This is probably your last time to get it. So, anyways,
So
thanks for
act
listening.
fast.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Doses.